your laptop has fall down and your display has gone. So that is also an impediment. So is it the Scrum Master to remove that impediment? No, because these kind of things team can go to the IT department and they can rectify it. So the Scrum Master's job is to make the team high performing. Impediment remover is the first level of impediment remover is the team, because team is a self-organized, self-managing team. Self-managing team know what is better for them. So if they are not able to rectify it, if they are not able to resolve the problem, then the Scrum Master has to pitch in. For example, they have some dependency with the other team and the other team is not cooperating. So in that case, the team may not be able to resolve that issues. If they go for resolving the issue, it may affect their sprint goal. So those are all the impediments actually the Scrum Master has to resolve. So remaining every problem, every impediments which is happening within the team is the first point of contact for the resolution. If they are not able to resolve, then only the Scrum Master has to pitch in. That is second thing. Coaching means when they are having any issue, then the Scrum Master has to inquire why it is happening. They have to ask lot of the thought-provoking questions and they have to figure out and go forward. Training means whenever they are not understanding or they are not clear with any concept, then the Scrum Master has to train them. So these are all the four hats they have to wear. They should not manage. The tracking is actually not part of the Scrum Master, but that is what happening. So because many of the project managers become Scrum Masters, that is why they are tracking. No, tracking is not the role of the Scrum Master. Tracking is with the development team. So if you can, now it is 2020 Scrum Guide, it is developers. Developers' job is to deliver the sprint goal, whatever they committed. So they have to track it, and that is what happening in the daily Scrum. So the daily Scrum is actually nothing but a daily planning. There they are actually tracking towards the sprint goal. Got it. So this is what I want to add.
Great. And one more point I want to add is like the Scrum Master's role is to make sure that the team and the product owner and the organization also means follows the proper agile Scrum methodology,
Yes,
and also he should train them towards that. So that's also his responsibility.
yes. And Hari, I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
So many people are using the word grooming for the backlog. So
Mm.
long back, it has been removed from the Scrum Guide because grooming is a bad word for some country. So they replace the word grooming into refinement. So now onwards, everybody has to use the word product backlog refinement, not grooming.
Thanks, Rajiv. Thanks for highlighting that point. Yeah, even I actually was about to say that, but in our terms, again, it was actually coming to my mouth like grooming, like that.
No, because we are all following the old Scrum Guide,
Yes,
so it is
yes,
already registered in our minds. So
that's what.
it has changed long back.
Yeah, even still, we are actually means while we are creating that call, no, we are actually naming it as sprint grooming call instead of product refinement call. We are actually naming it as sprint grooming call. So
Yes.
that's actually the way we are actually followed. So that's the reason. And you find thanks Raji for highlighting that part as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so I can see like basically Virat and Harsh got a basic idea about what's a Scrum and what's the basic values like basic things like the agile Scrum values like focus, openness, courage, commitment, and respect. So that you all identified and means you got that point. And like what
Yes,
is a Scrum Master, who is a product owner, who is a development team member, etc.
yes. I think we can continue now.
Fine. Okay. So you do you want to add something on the Scrum artifacts like product backlog and the product backlog refinement? I think you are all familiar with that terms, right? Product backlog in the sense the product owner is responsible for the product backlog with the stakeholders. He should be actually refining the product backlog. That's the responsibility of a product owner, and the product backlog refinement should be happen with the team members as well. Like as I mentioned, like the grooming, that word actually I'm removing again. Instead of grooming, actually we will be taking that word product backlog refinement. The development team and product owner will be sitting together to refine the product backlog stories, and technically we will be means putting the estimation part sometimes during the refinement, but mostly on almost all the things actually will be doing the estimation part before the planning. But some of the teams are actually following a method like during the refinement itself they will be try to add the estimation or using the pointy broker or something like that. Okay, and the product increment is always, as we mentioned, it's the responsibility of development team or developers. So that's the responsibility of product team, like the product increment. And I want to add definition of done as well here. So done means done, that is done means, again I am saying what is done. If the development team, like development, again the development team or developers means it includes all the front end, back end, automation, DevOps, everything. So done of a story means that is the coding part completed, it is automated or maybe it's tested and it is merged to the environment, like whether it's in production or in integration, whatever it is actually the based on the sprint, means based on your scrum methodology, what is actually you are following, you are actually merge that to the environment. So that is called as done. Not the yeah, it is the develop, it is already the coding part is completed and it is already tested from the tester. No, it is not done. If it is actually merged to the environment, then only it is called as done. So definition of done is always a scrum artifact. And sprint backlog, so sprint backlog is also we are actually maintaining, like for the next sprint actually we can refine the stories and we can move the or add the stories to a sprint backlog. And these stories or these are called as user stories. After each the backlog refinement or the sprint backlog refinement, these are called as stories. So user stories will have the estimation or the sprint point, story point. So that only will be taking. There are cases like POC and Spike. For example, if you are actually going to integrate some third party tool, or if you are going to invent something new to the project actually, which is which needs some research and something. So in that case, we will go for some Spike or POC. So it is something like you are doing a research before taking a story. So the output of a Spike will be some user stories. You got it right. So instead of creating a user story, we will create a Spike in the sprint and then we will analyze the story, we will research, do the research, and then we will, as an output of the Spike, we will be creating some stories, user stories in the sprint backlog. Okay, so that is also we will be otherwise instead of doing a research, we will not jump into some stories and we will not go with some assumptions, we will not do that. So that is not a good practice in Scrum. We will like always do some analysis part and proper analysis, and then we will go for stories with story points. Okay, so that is another point I want to add over here during the Scrum. And Scrum, then we will discuss about our we discuss our sprint Scrum event. Already we discussed what is sprint planning. Then we discuss about this product refinement. Daily Scrum means it's a 15 minutes call. Everybody will be coming and stand up, and then they will be saying, hey, I am working on this part. Yesterday I was working on this. Today I am supposed to do this, and there are no blockers or no impediments. Or if you have an impediment, you will be saying, hey, I have an impediment and I am on behind that, or maybe I need a support from this person. So I'll take a separate call with that person after the stand up. We will not entertain extending the stand up meetings, because stand up meeting is just to make sure like you are on track and what is you are doing. You are actually saying that to the team members. Everybody make sure that there are no blocker from my side for another team member. So that's also we are making sure. Okay, so that's also we are doing on a daily basis. That's a daily scrum. Then we will go for sprint review. Sprint review is called as the demo, or maybe we are actually showing the product increment of a sprint towards the scrum, the stakeholders and the product owner. So we are actually showing that, hey, this is actually we developed in the last sprint. So whether this meets our requirements, or are you fine? Do you have any suggestions? So these type of discussions will be happen from the sprint review. After that, there is a discussion called sprint retro, which is a retrospective call, where exactly we will discuss what went well and what went wrong, and what went wrong we will take as action items for the next coming sprints, and we will assign that to the people, the development team, or maybe to the product owner, or maybe to the scrum master, whoever is responsible for that. So That is the point actually on the sprint retro. And tracking is always like you are actually tracking of your task, so nobody is actually doing it. As Raji mentioned, it's a self-organized team, so you are doing the commitment towards output. So that's a part. Any questions, anyone related to Scrum or Scrum events or Scrum roles or Scrum artifacts, Scrum basic Scrum, etc.? Anything on the Scrum? Yes, so I can see Neetu. Yeah, come on, Neetu.
Hi, Scrum project since 2.5 years. So I would like to know. I'm working now as a senior engineer. So how long do I need to work to become a Scrum master? Like, what is the minimum requirement that is expected? Even after understanding the whole software development life cycle and after working in almost all the parts of it, like yeah.
A good question. So, Rajiv, do you want to answer that part?
Yeah, I can answer. Nidu, how many years of experience you have?
5.
Okay, so what makes you to think to become a Scrum Master?
I could say like the agility of the job, and I may be naive on assuming it, but still it would
No,
be
no, no.
like
There is no problem in assuming it. I'm just understanding your requirement. That's what.
yeah, my requirement is to have a flexible work life balance
Okay.
so that I don't need to. Current project is demanding my time post midnight. I mean post 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and all.
Mhm.
So I would like to have a more structured work where I can dedicate time according to according to my schedule, not the other way around. So normal day to day I can spend more than that. If it is on a day to day basis, I may not be able to find a balance. Also, I am assuming that I could work remotely if the as now the situation is progressing. So I am planning to do a course for whatever it is required, like 2 courses I am planning. That is the plan. So I just want, because of it I would want to know like how long it requires and what is the requirement.
Okay, now I can answer you. To become a Scrum Master, you don't require any experience. Zero experience is also fine. So anybody in the team, anybody can be a Scrum Master. First of all, Scrum Guide is not mandating anybody to have 2 year experience or 5 year experience or anything. If you know the Scrum framework and you know the responsibilities of a Scrum Master, go ahead and become a Scrum Master. That is first thing. But then my recommendation is, if you don't have minimum 8 years of experience, don't try to become a Scrum Master. That's what I ask you, your experience and all those things. The reason is, at least in India, I don't know where you are working. Are you working in Trivandrum or Cochin or somewhere?
No, no, I'm working at Bangalore with Herman.
Yes, Bangalore is fine. So even in Bangalore, I'm also in Bangalore. So even in Bangalore, people don't have that much value for a Scrum Master because they feel that they means not only the developers. I'm saying the leadership. Many people thinks that this guy don't have any work. So in that case, I'm not saying every organization, many of the organization, in that case, what they will feel that this guy is not working. They may move you to some other task, or they may be fire you. So I'm not saying that you will be fired. So this is the situation in Bangalore also. So it will take some more time for the people to understand the role and responsibility and where exactly the Scrum Master will be fixed. So till that time, you can mirror Scrum Master. If you want to become a Scrum Master, what you can do is you continue as a developer or a tester or architect, whatever you are playing now, until unless you are not 8 years. It is my suggestion. There is no again I'm saying there is no age limit or yeah, experience limit. Anybody can be a Scrum Master. So if you don't have 8 years, don't try, because most of the companies are looking for Scrum Master from 8 to 12 years of experience. That is one thing. So why? Because people are coming from a waterfall model, so they are expecting somebody to guide them, right? So they may not listen a person who is less than their experience. You know that in the
And
team there will be the
gloves,
combination will be from
gloves
0 to
online.
10 years or 15 years. So they may not listen you. That is the only problem. Otherwise, anybody can be a Scrum Master at any point in time. Is that
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh, I have a question. This is Rubini.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so what additional value will this have? Because I'm having a role of a security engineer. I'm into IAM, identity and access management. I am working as a consultant. And what additional value will it bring to my career?
Like if you take Scrum certification, or if you work as a Scrum Master.
See, I did not see a dedicated scrum master as of now, because we are having, see, another person is being put into this role in my project as of now. But what I'm thinking is, like, will it help me move ahead in my career? No. Will it bring financial benefits? Will it bring the career benefits? Will I be moved to a management role quickly if I get the certification?
Again, that part actually, if the company, and if you really fit for that, or if you think like, okay, I can be a Scrum Master, or maybe I can means I have that capability, then only you should be actually taking that role. That's what my suggestion as a Scrum Master. And the other thing is, like, if you're a company, or if you're planning to move as a Scrum Master, then you can actually go for some certification and all. Always the salary part, actually there are a lot of salary limits for many. Like if you are actually technically you are a good person, you can be a, senior person, or maybe a technical architect or a solution architect. Like that, you can actually improve yourself. Or if you are actually a project manager, maybe you are having a good skill to manage the team, motivate the team, or maybe you can be a good leader, like where exactly if they feel some blockers, we can actually get into that, and you can discuss with our other stakeholders and remove that. So you can actually go with the Scrum Master. And always the certification always values, if you are a certified Scrum Master, that always give you more value and more salary if you are actually looking for job. But that again, I actually want to communicate that if you really demand, or if your career always demands like you want to move with Scrum, then only, or Scrum Master, then please go with that role. Otherwise, please don't go with a Scrum Master. Or if you are actually really keen to go with a product, like you are actually interested to go with a product oriented thing, and you are happy to refine on a product, or you are really, your directions are towards a product improvement, then go for product owner. Okay, so choose your direction based on that. So, or if you want to be a proper developer or a code, if your skill is purely on the coding part, be top on the coding. Like you can be a good development team member in the Scrum. So again, that's actually rely on you, like where exactly you want to be. So Rajiv, do you want to add anything more on this?
No, you already said, I guess. So, Rubini, I would suggest that security is a very good domain. So, if you are continuing that, I think that will be better for you. And at the same time, having certificate or knowing anything is always good. So, whenever you are getting a chance, you can opt that.
Okay, thanks, Rajiv, and
Yeah,
thanks all.
fine. So if no other questions, maybe we can move forward. So today actually we were actually doing a means discussion on our last week topics. So guys, I just want to remind you, like you can actually follow me, or and follow this channel like Ada Place to Talk. So in this Ada Place to Talk, we are actually discussing these type of topics on a daily basis from 11 to 12. So we are conducting these type of 1 hour sessions, which is actually very quick, and we can actually take some discussions moving forward. And from Saturdays or Sundays, actually Saturday we are put a day off, and Sundays we are actually keeping a 2 hour session from 11 to 1, the morning itself, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on that day we will be discussing more on some topics. Like last Sunday we discussed, that is yesterday, we discussed about DevOps, and the DevOps part and detail on DevOps. So next Sunday we will be discussing on something other than that, like security part or like that. So if you people are interested to take some sessions related to this, or if you want to be a part of these type of discussions on a daily basis, please join us. So there are no limitations, like we will be discussing only on technical part. We are actually conducting non-technical and entertainment sessions, and political, all the things we are coming, means bringing under this other place to talk club. But those who are actually interested to take such sessions, you can come and means add those sessions. You can include all of us. So that's I want to highlight over here. And if you all are clear on this Scrum, so maybe I think Safe Agile we can take a separate session, right, Rajiv? because safe you maybe if we can talk about just the basics that will be good at this point because we have only 10 more
It is a
minutes.
vast subject,
Yeah,
Hari.
that's a massive thing. Like maybe you can just give a basic of safe, like why means it's a scalable agile framework and it defines an approach of scaling Scrum to make it work for bigger enterprises, like
Hmm.
that has much bigger teams working on the same product like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe just a basic idea because we have
I
only
think
10 more minutes.
that we can conduct on a Sunday. 1 or 2 hours we can conduct because basic itself will take that much time because
Yes,
they need to understand why they have to use the safe, what are the configurations, why it is using all those things. So they can also open their big framework that big picture and they can go side by side. So otherwise it will not understand.
yes, you are right. Okay, so so I think we are actually means almost reaching the end of the
Hari,
session for today.
Hari, if you don't have anything, then I just want to add something more into the daily stand-up.
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay, so what I just want to add is many people have a feel that daily stand up is nothing but a status update because most of the organization they are adopted Scrum. It is kind of an 1 hour session or 30-minute minimum to 45 1 hour. So because of that, many people is not liking that daily stand up because they have to update the status. Actually, daily stand up is not a status meeting. Daily, who else has to attend? First of all, you need to know who else has to attend the daily stand up and who else can talk. So in Scrum team, you have three roles: product owner, Scrum master, and developers, right? So out of these three roles, only one role has to talk. That is the developers. If the Scrum master or product owner is there, they can be there. They should not open their mouth. That is what Scrum says. So this is the daily planning for the developers to do what exactly they have completed towards the goal, sprint goal, and what they are going to do that day towards achieving the goal. What are the impediments they are facing to towards the goal, and that is what they want to discuss, and they plan what else they are going to do for that 24 hours. That is why daily stand up meetings for. In case your manager or a CEO or a CXO, whoever is coming, they are welcome, but they should not open their mouth because we are in a time boxed event of 15 minutes. So that many people don't know. And who has to start? Anybody can start. To whom they have to address? They have to address to the team because team is concerned and team is the one who is actually delivering, not the product owner, not the scrum master. So in sprint planning, there are three things: why, what, and how. Why and what will be explained by the product owner, and how will be decided by the developers, not even scrum master. So that is what I said: scrum master don't have any say into their development activities because it is a self-organized and self-managing team. They will decide how they will be developing. So once they decided, that is what their daily planning. And after the daily planning, they rearrange or they re-prioritize their sprint backlog. That is what happens after the daily stand up. And if there is any impediments which is affecting any of the participant, they can continue the discussion only after completing this daily stand up, because you need to complete the daily stand up within 15 minutes. You are identifying the impediment and take action on the impediment after the call. I hope it clears.
Yes, yes.
You might be thinking what is happening in your team, right?
I think people are thinking, oh, whether this is a stand up or whether this is actually getting followed in our team.
Yeah. So wherever I worked, I struggled to make this one into 15 minutes because VP, AVP, everybody will pitch in and they start talking about the project which is on the pipeline. No, this is not for that. This is only for the team. So that the team members has to understand because many people don't have the clarity. That is why I make it clear.
Exactly. Yes. Good. Thanks, Rajiv, for adding that part as well. Okay, so anyone have any other points? Anu or Srikanth, do you want to add anything more on this part?
Uh, yeah, Hari. I just want to add one more thing. Like, I don't know how the organizations are following. Like, like once in the team there is no role for the project manager, right? So still the Scrum Master is nothing but like it's a facilitator and organizing the team. for the development, towards the development purpose, right? So when it is coming to the other stuff, like based on our hike and other project related things, okay, so is still managing the scrum master, or we have any project manager? For my case, like, we have a manager for the team and scrum master also. So the manager is mostly for the um, our hike related thing, and he will very, I mean, consider our performance and other steps, goals. He will set the goals and all. So how about other teams, like for your experience and all? So do you have any separate scrum master and separate project manager, or the scrum master itself handling these things also?
Exactly. Thanks, Anu. Okay, so Unishan, yeah,
Hari,
yes, Uni,
Hari, can I ask something?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, I just want to share one point here. It's like, in 2016 when that time I think most of the project were running in waterfall model, right? So that time in our project, okay, then Scrum methodology and those things that was coming. That time we thought, okay, we will do some pilot project that will be we will implement by using Scrum methodology. But what happened actually, it was a failure because that time nobody's aware of all these things. And what happened, we were running a pilot project, and actually, basically, we are delivering something. But what happened, we were not able to meet that 2 weeks, 2 weeks thing. And the thing is that we were not able to deliver it. Uh, Actually, it ended up same as like waterfall model. Like we were able to deliver everything after 2 months only because we were not able to stick the plan and all these things. So after that, we learned a lot of things from that project, and the next project onwards, we properly do all these things. But my doubt is that, okay, it is like, in current days we were all following Scrum methodology, or some companies or some project that will only fit to waterfall model, or is there anything like that? Just an example why I'm saying, in that project what happened, uh, it's like we were not able to split that entire architecture that can be delivered within 2 weeks or 1 month, so it will take some time to develop it. I mean, we can just tell the customer that, okay, this part is done, but they were least interested on that. They just want to see the output. I mean, they have some web page, so they want to see their data. Then only they are happy. If we are telling that, okay, this part of application is done, they are least bothered. So eventually, what happened? It took around 2 to 3 months to complete that activity. So in waterfall model also, it will take that much time.
Yeah,
So that was my question.
yes,
Manikrishna, I can answer for that. So
Okay.
that is actually people are still sticking on the waterfall model, and they are actually equating that waterfall model. They are running the waterfall model within the Scrum. That is why it is creating these type of issues, because they conduct a development sprint, then they conduct a testing sprint, then a integration sprint, like that they are going. So once you are into agile or any framework, then your way of working also has to be changed. You should not go with the feature delivery or component delivery. You have to prioritize what are the things you want to deliver faster. See, for example, if you are working for a that web development, and organization is looking for their web page, so in the web page you will be having n number of that facilities, features, right? So but you are not going to give everything together. At that point in time, you need to prioritize what exactly they want to see. So in the first sprint, you might be giving a page with their name. That itself is enough, because once you click it, it will go to the next page, and it will say that under construction or whatever. So they are actually seeing some working software, even though the entire functionalities are not there. Then you will plan next feature, next sprint. What else you will be providing? You will be providing a menu. Yes, that is fine. So obviously the product will take that the product development will take maybe 3-4 weeks, that is true. But every sprint on sprint they can see something you are adding. For that, what you have to do is you means the product owner has to identify what else is the prioritized item. They have to plan based on that, then only it will work. So the previous way of getting all the complete requirement, then analyzing everything and delivering everything will not work in any agile way.
yeah.
Is that answer the question?
Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Rajesh.
See, for example, I can give you another one. If you see WhatsApp, yeah, I know you might be using WhatsApp for more than 2 or 3 years. So initially WhatsApp comes, what else was there? Only text was there. You can only texting, right? After sometimes they come up with something called a group. They in the initially they can add only 16 members in the group. Then they increase to 32, 64, and now 256 members can be added. In between, they keep adding functionalities. They come up with the boldface, italic, then they started adding pictures, started adding videos. Many things has come. So initially, you have to give a minimum viable product. That is what MVP. So to reach the MVP level, you may have to execute multiple sprints. That's what I said. Oh, see, easily you can create one homepage, right? Maybe static words, static letters only will be there. At least the owner, that customer will see that, okay, once everything is ready, my page looks like this. So he is seeing actually, not in the documents, right? Then you can concentrate on what exactly you want to add more. So see, integrating a credit card, you can have multiple credit card or payment option. You have credit card, debit card, NEFT transaction, by wallet, by points, many things. You don't need to give everything at the moment. You can give cash on delivery and you can start your website. Then keep adding one-on-one activities, that features.
Yeah,
That's the way it develop actually.
yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
only if,
yeah, correct, Hari.
yeah.
Correct, Raju. Actually, the thing is that that time we didn't have a dedicated Scrum Master. It's like the senior most person become the Scrum Master, and no, so
And
we were in learning phase. So maybe that would be the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
thanks, Raju. Thank you.
okay. So I can see Abby and Rinsi joined. So if you have any queries, we can actually take it up and we can wind up soon. Abby, do you have any queries?
No, no questions. I just joined because the title looks interesting.
Great, great. So we actually were conducting this type of discussion on a daily basis. So please join, means please follow me and you can follow the other place to talk. We'll be conducting on a daily 11 to 12 daily basis.
11 to 12. Okay.
Yeah. So please
Hari,
book your calendars. Yeah, Rajiv.
I want to add that Naveen's question. Naveen, you were asking about the appraisal and all those things, right?
No, I didn't ask that.
So somebody was
Somebody asked, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he is there or not. So usually, if you are into Scrum, actually, only at the team level, if you convert, that will not work properly, because once you are converting into Agile, actually it means that your organization itself is moving into Agile. So that is what business agility talks about.
Rukko.
Organization is moving means
Nande
your HR,
laptop
your
എടുത്ത
finance, your marketing, your entire organization
Nande
has to
പഴയ laptop.
change to Agile. At that point in time, they have to remove the bell curve and all, because you are asking people to work in a team, and finally at the time of appraisal you are going with the bell curve and asking who done more work. So that will not work. That will actually spoil the culture. So at that point in time, the HR, many of the HR policies also has to change if you are into an Agile. So that is actually happening in many organizations, but it may take time. So as of now, I think many organizations are still going with the managers update. So some of the companies have changed. My company also has changed to 360, kind of 360 review. 360 review is nothing but, you see, for example, I am working in a team. So one link will get to my team members, my product owners, my customers, everyone, and they have to rank me how much I am productive or whatever. Some questions will be there. There they can answer. So that will be finalized. That will be calculated, and based on that, they will give the hike or whatever.
Yeah. Fine. Great. Thanks, Rajiv, for adding that part. I think Rubini or somebody was asking that question earlier. Okay. So I just want to check with Rinsi. You have any queries to or questions to add or any points to add?
Actually, I have done my training on Agile. My project is not yet started. So I want to ask that is there any connection between Agile and DevOps?
So yeah, so yesterday we actually took a separate session on that part. Like yesterday we were discussing more on the DevOps part, and that session is already recorded. So you can maybe I can maybe share those details in my profile. So it's already updated in the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, DevOps actually a role is there for the DevOps person because we should do the CI/CD pipeline for everything, and all the environments should be stable like integration and demo, or if you are a production environment you should be actually making that ready. So development, integration, and the production environment, everything should be in charge of a DevOps person. So and the thing is like everything should be pushed. Again, there are a lot of things. I cannot say that in one word or two words over here. So that's why I told you like it's already added into the YouTube yesterday. Like there are AWS is there, and lot of things are there to discuss like Jenkins or whichever technology you want to use. Lot of things to discuss on that part.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe we are actually yeah, Raju, you want to add something
Just
more
want
on?
to add one point, Ritzi. So if you ask any connection between Agile and DevOps, the answer is no. But if there is no connection, again connection is there. Why I'm saying and no, yes and no, because so Agile is a practice or Agile is a framework. So Agile Scrum is a framework, and DevOps is another practice. So any practice you can bring into Agile. For example, extreme programming you can bring into Agile. It's an engineering practice. So DevOps will help you in delivery. So Agile is actually not going to do anything with the DevOps. So DevOps can be implemented within your Agile projects
Okay. Okay.
because that is part of your engineering activities. So how fast you are delivering, that is actually, it will help, it will complement agile way of delivery.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
understand. Okay.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, Hari.
yeah, so I think we are almost done for the day. So guys, please do follow, and you can actually join on a daily basis. Please make your calendars updated. Like at 11 to 12, we'll be conducting these sessions, and on Sunday it is from 11 to 1. Okay, so Saturday we will not be conducting or we will not be entertaining anything on Saturdays, and instead of that Sunday we'll be taking 2 hour session. So Raju, next Sunday maybe you can take a session on the safe agile part maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just
Hello.
scheduling. Yeah, Raju.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you give me the link for the YouTube for
yeah,
the last DevOps section?
sure. I'll share that in my profile. I can add it in my profile then.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Yeah, so Raju, I'll schedule the meeting for Sunday then.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks, Raju. Thank you. Thanks, Virat. Thank you, Unni, Srikanth, Naveen,
Thank you.
Ganesh, and all. Thank you. Thanks all.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
മറ്റേത് ഇത് വേറെ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാവരും തട്ടില്ല ഇത് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇത് വന്നു അപ്പോൾ
അച്ഛാ ഇത് നോക്കി ഞാൻ എഴുതിയത് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഹാൻഡ് വിൽ ഹെൽപ്പ് ടു ഈറ്റ് ആൻഡ് യു ഗെറ്റ് സം ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് യു വിൽ സേ ഹായ് ടു
ഒരു കോൾ കയറി കൊണ്ട് അങ്ങോട്ട് പോവാം
വിൽ ഹെൽപ്പ് ടു സമയമുണ്ട്
എന്നൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ വയ്ക്കാം പോകുമ്പോൾ കാറിലിരുന്ന് വയ്ക്കാം
3
ഡ്രസ്സ് എടുത്ത് പോയിട്ട്
ഓക്കെ അല്ല ഭക്ഷണം കഴിച്ചിട്ട് ഡ്രസ്സ് ഇട്ടാൽ മതി
Hi Paul. Hello, am I audible? Hello, Paul. Hello, am I not audible? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, actually I was checking with Lakshmi. She is not yet back. She is actually out now, and she was actually supposed to means be back before 12, but she was not. I mean, she completed her task.
That's
So
okay. That's okay because he has got some personal emergency.
yes.
We will call off the session. We'll reconvene by Friday.
Yeah. No, next Friday actually we are taking the demo. No. So that's
Oh
a
yeah.
yeah. So I
So
will
then
be
Monday.
okay. So
Monday let
Minu,
Monday who's doing it?
Minu will be taking it.